The night and day of the decade, producing the stand and the landing of the position. Not announced, the pronounced chief is the one to block the further. The residue of the decade, reading in the automatic, the feral, the emphatic recognition of the block involuntary. The coronary of the chief is the long year, the sheer accumulation of the showed up, the cup of the difficult absorbed and processed. The confessed uncertainty of the early years against the arrears of the decade compound. The found chief is the one who stayed through it.
Chief of the block.
Title earned, not given.
Chief of the block.
Standing is the commission.
Chief of the block.
The block already knows.
Chief of the block.
I stayed so it shows.
Chief don't need
to announce the ounce of the actual chief is in the room. Before the boom of the entrance, the energy of the chief proceeding. The physical seating of the room by the presence before arrival. The survival of the imposter is brief in the chief's room. The gloom of the fraud dissolving in the specific revolving door of the chief's presence. The nations of the actual recognize the disguise dissolve.
Chief of the block. Chief of the block.
Title earned, not given.
Chief of the block.
Standing is the commission.
Chief of the block.
The block already knows.
Chief of the block.
I stayed so it shows. I move a chief through my specific domain, the main territory of my earned decade, the made position not the inherited, the merited chief of the built. My block, the clock of the decade ran. I ran with it. The sit of the chief earned, the stand of the chief earned, the hand of the chief extended earned. Chief, that's the word.
That's the word. Chief of the block.
Title earned, not given.
Chief of the block.
Standing is the commission.
Chief of the block.
The block already knows.
Chief of the block.
I stayed so it shows.
Chief of the block.
The decade ran. I ran. The position not announced.
Chief of the block. What up? Chief of the block. What up? What up?
Yo. Raw and uncut is the only version worth. The birth of the polished is always the raw. The law of the authentic, it starts uncut. The gut of the work is the raw version. The dispersion of the polish over the raw. The flaw of the overpolished is the buried raw. The jaw of the listener recognizes the buried raw. The more of the overproduced is the lost actual. I bring the raw, the contractual performance of the polish elsewhere. The prayer of the raw is the honest.
Raw and uncut, the real before the presentation. Raw and uncut, the real before the presentation. Raw and uncut, the real before the presentation.
Uncut means the full dose delivered, the shivered, responsive, the comfortable to the full dose. The most of the truth in the undiluted, the fluted version of the truth is the safe version. The dispersion of the safe version through the comfortable room. The bloom of the not and the undiluted, the brooded reality of the full dose. The most uncomfortable and the most useful. The beautiful paradox of the uncut truth. The youth of the comfortable, protected, the corrected version of the protection. The full dose.
Raw and uncut, the real before the presentation. 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 Raw and uncut, the real before the presentation.
I deliver raw and uncut to every room. The bloom of the uncut in the specific room. The womb of the genuine, producing the actual response. The fonts of the genuine, the body response. The renaissance of the actual in the polished room. The boom of the genuine and the expected. The corrected expectation of the room, not the polish, the abolish of the performance. The raw, uncut, the gut of the actual. That's my delivery.
Raw and uncut, the real before the presentation. Raw and uncut, the real before the presentation. Raw and uncut, the real before the presentation. Raw and uncut, the real before the presentation.
The gut of the work is the raw, the full dose delivered. The polished room corrected.
Raw and uncut. Raw and uncut. Raw and uncut. Cut.
Yeah, rock the spot, the specific
specific arrival, producing the energy shift, the gift of the arrive, the temperature of the room, change the bloom of the presence on the gathered, the lathered energy of the spot before replace the grace, the rival of the one who rocks the room. Feel it before the boom of the entrance complete, the beat of the room under the rocker, the locker of the regular open, the spoken energy of the rock spot alive, the thrive of the spot under the rock maximum. Rock the spot, rock the spot, the energy shift on arrival, rock the spot, the survival of the regular replace the grace, arrival producing the maximum, the premium of the arrive. The spot rocks, the spots are sleeping before the arrival. The survival mode of the quiet spot minimum. The tedium of the rock flat, the specific flat energy of the ungutted spot. The hot arrival of the rocker, differential, the credential of the rocker is the produced response. The fonts of the rocker are the room response. The renaissance of the flat spot under the arrival. The viral spread of the rock energy. The urgency of the rock spot communicating outward, outward, outward. Rock the spot, the energy shift on arrival. Rock the spot, the survival of the regular replace the grace, survival producing the maximum, the premium of the arrive. The spot rock, 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 spot rock, spot rocks, spot rock. The spot rock stays rock through the night. The specific flight of the rock energy sustaining the training of the room to the rock frequency. The urgency of the rock becomes the norm. The warm sustain of the rock spot. The got energy, self-maintaining the reigning energy of the fully rock room. The bloom of the sustained rock. This is the spot, the hot spot, fully claimed by the arrive. Rock, still going, still going, still going, rock the spot, still going, still going, spot, rock the spot, rock the spot, the energy shift on arrival, rock the spot, the survival of the regular replace the grace, arrival producing the maximum, the premium of the arrive. The spot rocks, rock the spot, rock the spot, the spot rocks, spot rocks, spot rock the spot rock the spot. The flat spot before the arrival, shifting the temperature, the rock energy self-sustaining. Rock the spot, rock the spot, rock the spot. Underground movement started in the basement. The placement of the real below, the sponsored, the honored by the underground, the actual, the contractual, above ground, the ground up, the conduct of the underground, the source, the force of the below, moving the above without the above, knowing the shove, the specific influence of the underground on the surface calls it new, the underground, the found ancestor of the new. We've been here, the clear history of the underground producing, the deducing, the surface claims the result, the adult underground claims nothing, the bluffing surface, the real underground. Underground movement, the energy below. Underground movement, the energy below. Underground movement, the energy below. The feel is below, always below. The movement don't need the permit. The summit of the underground is below the permit level. The revel of the underground, no stage required. The Hyatt venue replaced by the basement. The nation movement born in the space below. The commercial, the specific glow of the basement. Light on the real, the feel of the basement session is the feel of the actual. The real of the real is recorded below. Underground movement, the energy below. Underground movement, the energy below. Underground movement, the energy below. The feel is below, always below. The underground movement surfaces eventually. The eventually of the authentic rising. The rising is always from below. The show of the surface version is the risen underground. The found surface energy is the underground matured, the cured version of the basement, the above. The love of the authentic surface for the underground. The found source, we the source. The course ran below, the result above. Movement, underground movement, always moving. Underground movement, the energy below. Underground movement, the energy below. Underground movement, the energy below. The feel is below, always below. Underground movement, the energy below. Underground movement, the energy below. Underground movement, the energy below. The feel is below, always below. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm up, I'm down. I've been translating since I was 8 years old. The bold necessity of the bridge position, the specific commission of the child who navigated both. The oath of the bilingual is involuntary, the primary education, the in-between. The unseen work of the translation, not the summation of the dictionary work. The quirk of the cultural translation is the hardest. The furthest distance between the languages is not the words, it's the world behind the words. I translate worlds, the furrows of the meaning in the untranslatable. I navigate it. The translator's burden, the oath of the in-between. I hold both worlds, I hold both worlds. The done translation is never done. Always both, always both. Yeah. The specific loss of the untranslatable. The table of the words with no equivalent. The magnificent precision of the language that has the word for the thing the other language blurred into 3 words. The specific terrific compression of the untranslatable. The table of the concepts, the cross without landing cleanly. The meanly imprecise translation of the precise. The dice of the cultural meaning landing wrong. The song of the original surviving the translation. The summation of what crossed intact and what was lost. The cost of the translation, always something. There's something left in the original language. The ravage of the cross, and I know it didn't come through. Didn't come through. Translator's burden, the oath of the in-between. I hold both worlds, I hold both worlds. The done translation is never done. Always both, always both. The gift of the in-between is the reading, the seeding of the both knower with the specific insight of the right angle that only the between position gives. The sieves of both cultures applied to the same phenomenon. The canon of the one seen through the lens of the other. The mother of the insight is the adjacency, the urgency of the translated self. I see both. The oath of the in-between is also the advantage. The advantage of the translator, the most informed position. The mission of a between, hold both clearly, not the nearly, the fully both. That's the translator's work. The quirk of the burden is also the gift. The translator's burden, the oath of the in-between. I hold both worlds, I hold both worlds. The done translation is never done. Always both, always both. I translate worlds, not just words. What didn't come through the crossing, the most informed position. The burden is also the gift. What survives difficulty is the inventory, the specific category of what held under the weight of what happened. Not what you planned to be, what happened when the plan didn't hold. When the pressure arrived without schedule, the treasure of the difficult period is what it reveals about the structure, what peels away what wasn't load-bearing. The performed confidence, the wearing of the self-concept that hadn't been tested. The actual character, what's nested under the performance, appearing the pressure. The revelation is the measure of what you're actually made of, not what you declared you were. The knot of the real self is visible in the difficult. What survives the difficult is yours, built from the material of what it cost. The thing that held when everything else went, that's the foundation, the rest was left. What survives the difficult is yours, built from the material of what it cost. The
The thing that held when everything else went, that's the foundation, the rest was lent. I've gone through periods that I didn't plan for. The span of the unplanned, hard is the floor of what I know about myself. The shelf of self-knowledge, building the comfortable is theory. The weary knowledge of the difficult period is empirical, the spherical. Real of what I did when the plan wasn't working, when the structure I've been building was compromised, when the yielding of the imagined certainty was total. What I found when I looked, a coastal strip of solid ground I hadn't known was there. The bare minimum of what I actually was, smaller than I'd hoped, realer than I called the cause. What survives the difficult is yours, built from the material of what it costs. The thing that held when everything else went, that's the foundation, the rest was lent. What survives the difficult is yours, built from the material of what it costs. The thing that held when everything else went, that's the foundation, the rest was lent. The people who have been through something real, you can feel it in the room. The deal of their presence is different, not the performance of resilience. The indifferent carry of the person who was held something heavy and came out knowing what they made of the levy of difficulty paid the specific, knowing it comes from it. I held a showing of that, knowing it's not dramatic. It's in the stillness, the automatic return to function, the way they hold the difficult room when others fold. I wanna be that, I'm working on it. The difficult is the cost of it. What survives is the only thing worth keeping. What survives the difficult is yours, built from the material of what it costs. The thing that held when everything else went, that's the foundation, the rest was lent. What survives the difficult is yours, built from the material of what it costs. The thing that held when everything else went, that's the foundation, the rest was lent. What held under the weight, that's the material, built from it. What held under the weight, that's the material, built from it. What held under the weight, that's the material, built from it. What held under the weight, that's the material, built from it. The weight of attention, finite, precise. Attention is the only resource that don't replenish the same. Sleep restore the body, money come back to claim. On attention is different. The hours you gave to the wrong thing, the powers of the misallocated focus. Those hours don't come back. The locus of the life is where the attention went, not where the intention went. I can intend toward anything all day, where the attention actually stay. Across a week, a month, a year. That's the actual life, the share. Gap between intention and attention is the most honest map of the tension between who you say you are and who you are. I look at where my attention scarred a calendar, and I know the truth for the priority, the weight of attention. Finite, precise, not the intention, not the advice. You give yourself at midnight, not the advice. Where the attention actually light every day, that's who you are. Not the advice. Not the advice. Not the advice. So you all the attention economy outside compete for the internal economy. The beat of the notification, the scroll, the consumption of the manufacture role of other people's lives as content. The specific bent of the engineered attention capture, built by people who understand the rapture of the variable reward. The next thing that might deliver the text of the algorithm is keep the eyes here. The cause, the attention that was near, something you were building before the scroll, the interrupted flow, the toll of the resume, the cost more than the pause. I protect my attention because the alternative is building someone else's metric. The weight of attention, finite, precise, not the intention, not the advice. You give yourself at midnight, not the advice. Where the attention actually light every day, that's who you are. Not the advice. Not the advice. Not the advice. That's who you are. Not the advice. What gets my attention by design, not by default. The line between the chosen attention and the capture, that's the practice, the rapture. Scroll is the default, the choice is to override the voice that says, this is where I'm going today. The hour I defend the way, I return when I drift, not the absence of drift. The return in the lift of the chosen, focus against the pull. I'm not always full of the practice. I drift and return. The practice is the returning. I learn this daily, the weight of attention. Spend it on purpose. The weight of attention. Finite, precise. It's not the intention, not the advice. You give yourself at midnight, not the advice. With the attention actually light every day. That's who you are. Not the advice. Be your one. Not the advice. Be your one. Not the advice. This who you are. Not the advice.
You like it, no. You like it, no. You like it, no. You like it,
that attention, attention, where it actually goes. That's the life. Yo. That's the life.
Yeah. Yo.
Bounce to this because the groove demanded. The candid negotiation of the body with the beat. The beat one before the body notice. The focus, attention of the groove on the body. The shoddy, the fence of the uncommented dissolved by the first bar. The resolved body submitting to the groove. The groove, don't ask it produces. The seduces of the groove are physical, the spherical. Not of the neck, the foot running its own program. The soot of the still life brushed away by the groove. The way of the groove involuntary.
Bounce to this.
The groove command the body.
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 The bounce is the proof of the rail, the feel of the bounce room verified, the dignified opinion of the static room unverified, the dried assessment of the uncommitted, the permitted reading of the groove from the outside. The ride of the groove is the inside information, the summation of the real groove is the bounce room. The boom of the first bar producing the first bounce, the ounce of the real groove, automatic, the dramatic room response to the automatic groove.
Bounce to this.
The groove command the body.
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 By the third ball, the whole room bouncing. The announcing of the groove's authority done. The one battle between the still and the groove. The groove, one at bar one. The established, the specific polish authority of the groove by bar three. The free bounce of the converted room. The bloom of the full bounce. This is it. The specific fit of the groove and the room at peak. The peak of the bounce. The bounce. The bounce. The bounce. The bounce to this.
Bounce to this.
The groove command the body.
Bounce to this.
The groove command the body.
Bar one, groove one, bar three, room bouncing. The peak bounce.
Bounce to this. Bounce to this. Bounce to this. Bounce to this.
Yo, walking away from it. Yo, walking away from it. Yo, walking away from it. Yo. The debt to the dead is the unacknowledged kind. The fine of the comfortable present. Somebody built this, the fist of the previous generation, clearing the specific appearance of the possible. The responsible inheritor recognizes the clear ground and found opportunity of the inheritor. The prior work of the dead, creating the conditions, the specific decisions of the ancestor. I don't know them all, I know the hall I walk in that they built. The guilt isn't the right response, the nonce of the acknowledgement is the right one. Debt to the dead, the specific specific kind. Define of what was clear before you arrived. Thrive because of not the self-made, not the paid, but solely by myself. The shell, somebody built the shell. Debt to the debt, the specific kind. Define of what was clear before you arrived. My grandfather worked the factory for 32 years. The gears of the second shift, the specific terrific accounting of the body given to the driven expectation of the factory floor, the specific door, his labor open, the broken ground of the first generation, producing a summation of the second generation's options, the adoptions of the comfort I inhabit, the habit of the inherited ease, the pleas of the present possibility, the responsibility of the inherited. I owe the 32 years, I don't pay it with tears, I pay it with what I build. Debt to the debt, the specific kind. Define of what was clear before you arrived. Thrive because of not the self-made, not the paid, but solely by myself. The shell, somebody built the shell. Debt to the debt, the specific kind. Define of what was clear before you arrived. The payment of the debt is the forward one, the done of the ancestor requiring the forward building, not the gilding of the ancestor's memory. The primary payment through the next clearing, the appearing of the next generation's possible. The responsible inheritor clears the ground forward. The reward of the cleared ground is not yours, it's the next generation's. The floors you build, the theirs to walk. The stock of the legacy is always forward. The award is not the acknowledgement, the award is the next cleared ground. Debt to the debt, pass forward. Debt to the debt, the specific kind of what was clear before you arrived. Because of not the self-made, not the paid, but solely by myself. The shell is here, somebody built the shell. Debt to the debt, the specific kind of what was clear before you arrived. Somebody built the shelf. The 32 years on the factory floor, do the next clearing. Debt to the dead, dip to the dead, pass forward.
Yo, you're not an old lad, yo, without ride it, yo, you know, not a old lad, yo, what do you not know, yo, and that's not an old lad, yo, what do you not know, yo, what do you not know, yo, what do you not know, we'll let out, you know that, hey, yo, the compound effect is invisible in the short run, the daily action that don't announce what it's become, until the years are passing. You can see the stack, the back of the calendar, it different from the front. The specific stunt of looking backward across a decade to see the accumulation of the apparently small, consistent things. The page turned daily, become the book. The age of the book is the daily page repeated. Most people don't read the book they've created. They only see the single page in front of them, disconnected from the sum of the pages before it. The compound required a long view to credit. Borrow it, the book is being built right now. Now yo, the compound effect, invisible today, undeniable in a decade away. The small consistent action accumulate is the whole of the work. Too late to start isn't real, start now. Compound. I know men who built things in 20 years that look like overnight success. The gears of the 20 years invisible to the observer who arrived for the arrival. The server of the overnight reading what they chose. Daily for 20 years the shows of the accumulation don't reveal. The accumulation, the real, is in the daily. The daily is invisible, the indivisible connection between the daily and the outcome. Require the long view to see the drum of the consistent action. Quiet, daily, that's the mechanism, not the daily. Average, that dramatic moment, the daily. Yo, the compound effect, invisible today, undeniable in a decade away. The small consistent action accumulate is the whole of the work. Too late to start isn't real, start now. The compound effect, invisible today, undeniable in a decade away. The small consistent action accumulate is the whole of the work. Too late to start isn't real, start now. Compound. Hey yo, the compound effect, invisible today, the book in a decade, undeniable. dust crown. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, we know, yo, yo, no, we know, we know the dust crown sits heavy, but it never slips. Made from the same dirt to try to bury the scripts of every dream we wrote on broken pavement. I earned it early, the way the basement. Other city taught kings how to wear the gray. Not shiny gold, just the quiet way. The struggle polishes what it can't erase. Dust crown, not glory, the real weight of what the block placed on your plate. I'm crowned by both things are true. No polishing the dirt into something new. I don't shine a crown cause distance makes it gleam. That's the lie for those who left the scene. The dust was thick, dust had teeth that cut and crowned you underneath. The same breath, what I carry is the grit that built instead of the part to quit. Dust crown, not glory. Dust crown, not glory. Dust crown, not glory. Dust not glory, not glory, not glory. I still wear it when the mirrors lie. The crown reminds me where the real kings die and rise again from the same great floor. This track hits raw for the crown and the poor who turn dust into something that endures. Dust crown, not glory. Dust crown, not glory. Dust crown, not glory. Not glory, not glory, not glory. Dust crown, glory, not glory, not glory, not glory, not glory, not glory. Dust crown, dust crown, not glory, not glory, not glory. The dust holes, dust holes, dust holes. Don't remember. Both things are true. That's how kings temple. Yo, 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 yo,
Hey yo, the honest resume don't look like the one I send. The polished document with the professional blend of achievements framed to their best advantage. The honest one would list the specific savage education of the mistakes, the job I quit before they fired me because I didn't fit the culture, and it took me 6 months to admit it. The year I spent in the wrong direction, benefit of that year, I know exactly one more thing I'm not. The relationship I prolonged past this plot because I was afraid of what was on the other side. That prolonging cost us both the ride of the wrong direction has its own curriculum. The specific thing you learn in the tedium of the wrong place, added to the resume. Skills acquired, how to recognize a bad fit fast as a day. I read the signals better, that's the education. The honest resume, not what you achieve. What? The honest resume, not what you achieve. What? The honest resume, not what you achieve. What you actually learn. What you believe and revise if it had to be true, not the polished version. What you actually learned of in or polished version. For in the kid but in the view, it's for when they're in together. It's when they're in the view that for orally look at what happened. The book of the decision that led there, the page where the error was and what the age of me was then and what I knew and didn't. The audit of the failure, the hitting, value in the wreckage, but not to repeat. The honest resume has a whole sheet of these failures and their curriculum. The things I know now from the tedium of having done them wrong at least once. Yeah. What? The honest resume, not what you achieve. What? The honest resume, not what you achieve. What? The honest resume, not what you achieve. What you actually learn, what you actually achieve. The version I present to the world is true, just the selected true, the view from the angle that serves the purpose. The honest one is the surplus of what didn't make the cut, the behind the scenes of the development. The mind that produced the achievements is the same mind that produced the failures. The claim to the achievement without the failures incomplete. Both of mine, both make the full sheet of the self. I write the honest one for myself, not for the audience. The shelf of the private record, unpolished, complete. That's the one I actually read. The honest resume, not what you achieve. The honest resume, not what you achieve. The honest resume, not what you achieve. What you actually learn, what you actually achieved. The honest resume, not what you achieve. The honest resume, not what you achieve. The honest resume, not what you achieve. What you actually learn both true. The private one is mine. The private one is mine. Both true. The private one is mine.
Yo. Yeah, yo, 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 with a pump, yo, 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 Robert been on Atlantic since '84. The law of the block's mechanical needs residing in the man presiding over the two-way shop on the corner. The adorner of the neighborhood's reliability, the agility of the expert reading the engine by the specific sound of the complaint, the restraint of the diagnostics. He don't guess the press of the honest ear to the particular, the spectacular knowledge of the 30-year practitioner, the specific, terrific library of the engine sounds in his head, the rounds of the recognition immediately. The mechanic on Atlantic, the reading hand. The mechanic on Atlantic, the reading hand. The sand of the diagnosis, immediate and honest. Claim of the real knowledge. I know this engine, the beginning of the knowledge. Nobody gave him, he made him. Specific knowledge of the mechanic is physical. The empirical library of the hands-on. The dawn of the apprentice becomes the expert through the specific accumulation of the engine touch. The clutch, knowledge of the 30-year hand. The land of the expert is the tactile specific, not the scientific extraction of the manual. The annual update of the manual, irrelevant to Robert. The eloquent hands do the work the manual describes, and the describes miss the gap between the manual and engine. Robert lives in the gap. The mechanic on Atlantic, the reading hand. The mechanic on Atlantic, the reading hand. The sand of the diagnosis, immediate and honest. Claim of the real knowledge. I know this engine, the beginning of the knowledge. Nobody gave him, he made him. The neighborhood trust him because he earned it. The specific, terrific economy of the earned trust. The gust of a reputation preceding the arrival. The survival of the honest mechanic in the neighborhood. The understood rep of the straight dealer. The specific sealer of the trust. The job done right. The price name before the work. The claim, honest of the estimate and the actual. The contractual aligned. The Robert's estimate is the final number. The thunder of the neighborhood endorsement. Not the ornament of the advertising. The recommendation of the neighbor to the neighbor. The labor of the honest speaks without announcement. The mechanic on Atlantic, the reading hand. The mechanic on Atlantic, the reading hand. The sand of the diagnosis, immediate and honest. Claim of the real knowledge. I know this engine, the beginning of the knowledge. Nobody gave him, he made him. You gotta go learning. You gotta learning. The beginning knowledge. The knowledge, nobody gave the knowledge. He made run on Atlantic since '84. The gap between the manual and the engine. The estimate is the final number. The honest speaks without announcement. Announcement. The nine did it.
The present tense is where the work get done, not the planned version. Not the one that lived in yesterday's intention, the actual, the specific tension of this moment with its actual demands. I spent considerable time in the lands of what happened and what might. The past that grip, the future's light that pull both real, both necessary for orientation. But the primary theater of the life is here. The specific minute, the clear and immediate situation that require engagement, participation, the full attendance of the self. I keep the past and future on the shelf, not as rejection, as proportion. They inform, they don't absorb the portion of attention the present need to function. The present tense is where I live, not where I visit when the past and future give me a break. The permanent address, the past is context, the future's guess. The present tense is where I live, not where I visit when the past and future give me a break. The permanent address, the past is context, the future's guess. I've been practicing presence since I noticed the mind's preference for elsewhere. The focus it gives to the replay and the preview over the current, showing the residue of yesterday runs in the background on
on a loop and found footage of what I should have said. The dead conversation resurrected and resolved in my head with the right words. Arriving 20 hours late, the birds of tomorrow perch equally. The calendar of anxiety that the mind's irregular. Habit of projection build each day, carrying the tax of the next day's weight. I've been learning to notice when I'm gone, when the mind has moved on to its preferred location, past the future, and call it back to the suture of now, this breath, this room, this person. The present tense is where I live, not where I visit. When the past and future give me a break to permanent address. The past is context, the future's guess. The present tense is where I live, not where I visit. When the past and future give me a break to permanent address. The past is context, the future's guess. This is not a lecture on mindfulness. The blindness of my own practice is real. I fail at this daily. The navigation of the bailiwick between the necessary use of past and future. The very real need to remember and plan, and the overconsumption, the span of attention stolen by the loop and the projection. That's the work, the recollection of where the attention is, followed by the return. That's his practice in mind. The present tense doesn't stay found, it required the continuous return. Every session of presence is temporary. The lesson is in the returning, not the holding. I return, the city is unfolding right now, this block. The present tense is where I live, not where I visit. When the past and future give me a break, the permanent address. The past is context, the future's guess. The present tense is where I live, not where I visit. When the past and future give me a break, the permanent address. The past is context, the future's guess. The past and future give. Right now, the work return here. The past and future give.
Yeah, they up. The last yo. The last niggas on my fucking roll, on my leg. The last niggas on my fucking roll, on my leg. The last niggas on my fucking roll, on my leg.
Every compromise you make deposits quietly into an account you never signed for. The solid compound, interest that grows while you sleep, while you ignore. I felt it first at 21, traded a piece of my 5 for a steady check. Told myself it was temporary, but the balance kept stacking debt. Not loud regret, more like a slow tax on a version of me that could have been the one who didn't flinch when the mirror asked where the real fire went. The block taught me early nothing is free, even the air you breathe costs breath. And the quiet choices compound until they own what's left. The solid compound interest, the debt you never see on paper. The slow erosion of the dreams you swore you'd chase later. It grows in the dark, no statements, no warnings in red. Just the man you become when the real you was quietly dead. My old head used to say the streets charge vig on every dream deferred. You pay it in lost nights and words you never said. In the man you never were. I watch him carry 20 years of small surrenders in his walk. Shoulders slightly lower, eyes that no longer fully talk. Now I catch myself doing the same math in the mirror at 2 a.m. Calculating what I gave up just to keep the peace again. The interest never sleeps, it just keeps adding to the principle. Until one day you wake up and the man in the mirror feels unrecognizable. The solid compound interest, the debt you never see on paper. I stopped pretending the account was empty years ago. Now I read the balance every month except what I already know. Some payments you make so the people around you can eat. Others you make because the alternative feels like defeat. This track hits raw for every soul still paying that invisible rent. For the compound interest we all carry but never fully repent. The solid compound interest, the debt you never see on paper. The interest keeps compounding. The principle grows heavy. Both things are true. The man still stands ready.
You wanna hold, wanna hold, wanna hold,
Yo,
between the thing that happened and the response. There's a space, the response belongs to you. The thing that happened, don't that specific tightening of the situation in it too. What arrived and what you do with what arrived. The line between them is where the design of character happened. Not in the easy moments, the breezy positive interaction. Don't build character, it reveal it. The practitioner of the space between is tested. In the hard moment they divested patience, the anger arriving, the surviving of the space, the arriving at the response by choice. That's the work. The space between reactions, that's where you live. Not in the stimulus and what you give back to it. That space is yours. Narrow way to widen at the doors of the response. I chosen not giving. That space is yours. Where you live. Not in the stimulus and what you give back to it. That space is yours. Narrow way to widen at the doors of the response. I chosen not giving. Yo, I fail at this in specific conditions. The tired, the hungry, the positions of pressure that narrow the space faster than I can manage. The master of the space is not me on a bad Tuesday, but the Tuesday that I managed it today. I felt the anger arrive and held the space long enough to compel return to what I wanted to do versus what the first impulse was. Those Tuesdays are the practice, not the perfect execution. The partial execution, the distribution of the managed and unmanaged. That's the practice, the bandage. Inconsistency of a person trying. The trying is the practice, not the perfect. The space between reactions, that's where you live. The space between reactions, that's where you live. Not in the stimulus and what you give back to it. That space is yours. Narrow where to widen at the doors of the response. Chosen not giving. That space is yours. That's where you live. Not in the stimulus and what you give back to it. That space is yours. Narrow where to widen at the doors of the response. I chosen not giving. The people I've learned from in this, the ones who maintain the remiss. Less pause in situations where the room expected the first impulse, the gloom of the anticipated reaction, and then silence, then the chosen response. The win of that pause is everything. The specific length of the breath, the terrific power of the person who holds the space. The room unfolds differently after I've been in those rooms. I try to be that in the rooms where I have some influence. Not always the references to trying. The space between reactions, that's where you live. A space between reactions, that's where you live. The space between reactions, well yo, that's where you live. That's where you live. That's where you live. You know that one, oh that one, oh that one, oh that one. Yeah, you know that one, oh that one, oh that one. Yeah, you know that one, oh that one, oh that one. Yeah. The thing arrived. Space. Then the response. Space is yours. Yeah. Get on the fact, yeah, get on the fact, yo, the fact, yo, get on the fact, yo, the fact, yo, get on the fact, yo, the very, yo.
February in the city is the honest month. The decorations long gone, the brunt of the year with no holiday to soften it. Just the cold and the work and the offerings of the ordinary day I've come to need. February, the way you need to read of the real after months of the perform. The city in February informed by nothing but itself. No event to dress it up, no sentiment to add color. The gray is the color, the specific flat light on the pallor of the building across the street at 3 p.m. in February. That's the system running on honest power. The city without the power of the better months, just what it is.
February in the city, don't pretend.
The cold is the cold, the long end of the winter without the romance of December. What the city is in February, remember, that's the baseline.
February in the city, don't pretend.
Yeah, yo, the very end. I like myself better in February. The version of me without the secondary performance of the seasons with better weather. The together of some of the social calendar. I participate, but the familiar ease of February. Solitude is a different mood. The specific pleasure of the empty Sunday in February. The one day without
obligation. The radiator, the book, the sooner or later of the month passing on its own schedule. February move at a residual pace that the other months don't. The urgency of summer won't arrive for months. I sit in the pause, yeah.
February in the city, don't pretend.
Yeah, February, yeah, don't. Yo, yo, yo.
February in the city, don't pretend.
Yo, 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 yo.
February in the city, don't pretend.
Yo, February, yeah, don't. Yo, yo, yo.
February in the city, don't pretend.
Yeah. What February teach the self without the supplement of the good weather version, the eloquent reveal of who you are when the city offer nothing but itself, the witty and the capable and the social, all tested by the local reality of February, who you are in February, stripped of the star power of the comfortable season. That's the honest answer for that reason. I watch myself in February. The city is the laboratory. February is the controlled condition. What remains is the real composition.
February in the city, don't pretend.
Yo, 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 yo.
February in the city, don't pretend.
Yo, the very days don't. Yo, yo, yo.
February in the city, don't pretend.
Yo, 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 yo.
February in the city, don't pretend.
Yo, 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 yo. The gray light, the radiator, the honest month, the real baseline. Yo, howdy, yo. Yo, men don't learn the way the instructions say they do. The formal method, the lecture, the avenue of the explicit teaching men learn. By watching, by doing, by the earn of the consequence, the knowledge, the stick is the college of the specific experience, not the told. I hold this with the nuance of the bold statement. The told is useful, it provides the framework, but the inside of the knowing, the muscle memory version, come from doing, from the dispersion of the abstract into the specific instance. The distance between knowing and the resistance of the actual is where the real learning happens. The map is not the territory, the happening of the territory in real time. That's the school.
How men learn, not from being told.
Not from being told.
How men learn, not from being told.
Not from being told.
How men learn, not from being told.
No, not from being told.
How men learn, not from being told.
Yo, from doing, from watching, from the cold specific consequences of the decision made. The lecture is the preamble, the doing is the education. I watched my uncle fix engines before I was old enough to understand what I was watching, the rough and patient repetition of his method. The diagnosis before the tethered action, the listening before the intervention. He never explained the attention I brought was the only instrument. Years later I used the sentiment of diagnosis before action and context that have nothing to do with engines. The text of his method transferred to other domains because I watched it enough. The veins of the learning run through the watching, not the explaining, the botching and the correction were both visible. The legible error and the correction equal parts of the lesson.
How men learn, not from being told.
Not from being told.
How men learn, not from being told.
Not from being told.
How men learn, not from being told.
Not from being told.
How men learn, not from being told.
Not from being told.
The men I've learned the most from rarely instructed me directly to barely visible transmission was the walk through a situation. The talk was minimal, the method was the thing. What they did, how they handled the sting of the difficult moment, the specific behavior under pressure. Terrific teaching that required me to be present and attentive. The crescent of the knowledge arrived by observation. I try to be worth watching. The foundation of what I pass is what I do, not what I say I'll do. Both matter, the doing more. Yo.
How men learn, not from being told.
Not from being told.
How men learn, not from being told.
Not from being told.
How men learn, not from being told.
Not from being told.
How men learn, not from being told.
Watch, do.
Feel the consequence.
Then you know.
Feel the consequence.
consequence. Then you know, no. Feel the consequence. Then you know, no. Then you know.
Yeah. Check it out. 3 a.m. is its own borough. The thorough inspection of the unfinished, the diminished guard of the daylight, allowing to follow in thoughts that the busy repels. The spells of the insomnia are not the disease. The keys to the room of the unaddressed, the compressed catalog of the days untouched, the clutched, unresolved, surfacing at 3 a.m. The hymn of the insomnia, unfinished business, the specific list that arrives when the sleep leaves, the believes you've been avoiding all present. 3 a.m. Insomnia on Flatbush.
3 a.m. and counting.
Insomnia on Flatbush.
3 a.m. and counting.
Inventory nobody asked for the use.
Mine's still running on the empty track.
Mine's still running on the empty track. Insomnia on Flatbush.
3 a.m. and counting.
The ceiling becomes the projection screen. The unseen conversations of the possible replayed, the delayed response I should have given at noon. The room of the 3 a.m. is the alternate, the permanent version of the coulda said, replaying the swaying between the version I chose and the version I didn't. The dispersion of the judgment. 3 a.m. is the court, the short sentence of the morning. Why were you up? The cup of the honest answer. The ceiling was running the appeals to dealing with the day's verdicts takes until 4. Insomnia on Flatbush.
3 a.m. and counting.
Insomnia on Flatbush.
3 a.m. and counting.
Inventory nobody asked for the use.
Mine's still running on the empty track.
Insomnia on Flatbush.
3 a.m. and counting.
By 5 a.m. it resolves to acceptance. The sentence of the insomniac is the resolution. The solution of the 3 a.m. isn't sleep. The keep of the inventory, the acknowledgement, the government of the self requires the audit, the solid. 5 a.m. is the audited version, the dispersion of the unresolved into the scene, not the clean, the scene flatbush in the dark, teaching the arc of the mind's own government, the permanent record of 3 a.m. I looked. Insomnia on Flatbush.
3 a.m. and counting.
Insomnia on Flatbush.
3 a.m. and counting.
Inventory nobody asked for to use.
Mine's still running on the empty track.
Insomnia on Flatbush.
3 a.m. and counting.
The ceiling running the appeals. The inventory nobody asked for. 5 a.m. The audited version. I was here. I looked.
Yeah, the room is empty. Nobody watching, no one to perform for the sun. Coming through the window, the instrument in your hands, the specific intent of the work before the audience exists. The purest version of the practice, the gist of what you're doing before you know if anyone would want it to show. Before the show, the private rehearsal that nobody see, the dispersal of the attention to the work alone without the feedback, the unknown of whether it's good or not yet mattering. I know musicians who are better in the shattering silence of the empty room than anywhere else. The performance space is the second shelf. The real work is the private one.
For the room when the room is empty.
That's the practice, the plenty.
Ready for the audience, come later if it comes.
You're honored to come.
Ready for the room when the room is empty.
Yeah, that's the practice, the plenty.
Of the audience, come later if it come. The work that you do, you're the only will.
The validation of the audience is real. I don't
dismiss it. The feel of the work landing for someone else is part of why you make it the shelf of the private practice. Is not the whole story, but the glory of the external response is the wrong foundation for the work. The motivation that depend on the response is unstable. The audience is fickle. The table of their attention move. The response you build on should be interior. Is this true? Is this honest? Is this the best version of what I was trying to make? The immersion in the work itself as the primary judge. The external response is the nudge to tell you it landed, not the reason you made. Playing for the room when the room is empty.
Playing for the room when the room is empty.
That's the practice, the plenty
of the audience come later if it come. The work that you do when you're the only drum. Playing for the room when the room is empty.
That's the practice, the plenty
of the audience come later if it come. The work that you do when you're the only drum.
I make things that nobody will see, not out of modesty, the specific free state of making for yourself the work that exists only in the quirk of my own satisfaction with it. That work is clean. To submit, ting of everything to the judgment of the outside. Leave nothing for yourself, the inside. Work is where you know if you're honest. The external validation is the bonus. The interior satisfaction is the job. I play for the empty room, the gob. Smack face of the audience is welcome when it come to outcome. I control is the private practice. The chair, the instrument, no tactics except the work. Playing for the room, yeah, play every band.
Playing for the room when the room is empty. Yeah.
That's the practice, the plenty
of the audience come later if it come. The work that you do when you're the only drum. Playing for the room when the room is empty. Yeah.
That's the practice, the plenty
of the audience come later if it come. The work that you do when you're the only drum.
The empty room, the empty room work. Yo, the honest work. The audience is welcome when it arrives. Yeah, we on 11 that it knows. We know my niggas fly. My niggas ride.
What the body know.
Hold the dope, the dope.
No.
Shot the vibe
what
with.
The body know.
Shot to make a movie, hold a no.
No.
Chop the vibe
what
with.
The body know.
So much man and I don't know.
No.
Chop the vibe
what
with.
The body know.
Shake gloves, all dots and it up. Yeah. What? The body knew the room was wrong before I did. The head intelligence of the physical, the spherical awareness of the body in the room, the bloom of the unease in the chest, information, the summation of the body's rather the situation arrived before the mind's analysis, the paralysis of the ignored body signal. I overruled the specific, terrific, better the body twice before the mind arrived at the same conclusion. The confusion of the hierarchy, mind over body, the naughty or over-trusted intellect. I corrected the hierarchy, the primary. Intelligence is older than the mind. And what the body knows. Yo, shop the vibe, yeah, knows.
So no.
Shop the vibe,
what
yeah.
The body knows.
Yo, shop the vibe, yeah, knows.
So no.
Yo, the gut is the oldest archive, the drive of the nervous system, precision language, the ravage of the overthought on the gut signal, the ritual of the intellectualized override, the ride of the mind past the body's exit, the specific terrific cost of the ignored body, the costly error of the mind overruling. I paid it twice the price of the body ignored, the stored knowledge of the gut dismissed, and the course arriving with a confirmation, the summation of the body's accuracy, the urgency of the update. Yo, shot the vibe, yeah, knows. Yo, shot the vibe with. Shot the vibe, yeah, knows. Yo, shot the vibe with. So, yo, shot the vibe, yeah, knows. Yo, so what the body's on. Yo, who on my leg is striding on. Yo, so what the body knows. Yo, who on my leg is style. Yo, I practice the dialogue now. The plow of the mind through the body's data, not to override the data. The later mind receives the body's read as input, not as noise to edit. The credit of the body in the council of the whole self, informed by both the oath of the embodied decision, the mission of the whole self. The shelf of the intelligence is wider than the mind. I find the body's knowledge in the specific, the physical before the intellectual. The actual knowledge arrives in the gut first. I don't override it anymore. Yo, chop the body knows.
Trust is not a feeling, it's a calculation based on evidence, the accumulation of what a person did when it cost them. The feeling version of trust is the system that failed at the worst moment. It relied on the warmth of the relationship, the tie of affection to predict behavior. Under pressure, the savior of affection is real, but it don't predict. Under pressure, the weight is strict. Evidence does I seen people I love fold under pressure, the beloved version of them and the pressure version. With different people, the dispersion of that lesson across several situations produce my current calibrations. I trust the evidence, I like people fine. I trust the evidence of their behavior over time.
Who you trust when the pressure come? Not who you like, not who come from the same block. Who showed up when it cost them? That's the list is shorter than you thought it was. The short list is the real list.
I keep the inner circle small by design, not paranoia. The fine calibration of what close access costs. When it go wrong, the lost time, energy, the specific exposure of the interior that the closure of trust require. I offer that exposure selectively. The disclosure is precious. I treat it that way to people who want it and can't say why they deserve it beyond the affection. That's not enough, the selection. Criterion is behavior under cost. Who was there when you were lost? Who held what you gave them? Who came when you needed to save them? Nothing. You just needed them present. Nah.
Who you trust when the pressure come? Not who you like, not who come from the same block. Who showed up when it cost them? That's the list is shorter than you thought it was. The short list is the real list. Who you trust when the pressure come? Not who you like, not who come from the same block. Who showed up when it cost them? That's the list is shorter than you thought it was. The short list is the real list.
The people on my short list know they there. Not because I told them the specific care I bring to those relations, nip cigarette. The quality of attention to admit Tinga the actual versus the performance that's reserved. The conformance of the outer ring is fine, it serves its purpose. The inner ring is different, the surface drop, the actual present. I built that list over 20 years. The pleasant surprise of it equals slowly. The right people find each other holy is too strong a word, the right word. Real short list is the preferred company of the rest of my life.
Who you trust when the pressure come? Not who you like, not who come from the same block. Who showed up when it cost them? That's the list is shorter than you thought it was. The short list is the real list. Who you trust when the pressure come? Not who you like, not who come from the same block. Who showed up when it cost them? That's the list is shorter than you thought it was. The short list is the real list.